Hello and welcome you all to my video lecture classes. I am your faculty Dipankar Ghosh. In my previous videos already we discussed about your cupola furnace. So in this slide also I am trying to visualize you an example of your metal tapping. So here after the collection of molten metal, slag hole is opened and it's removed. Here in this slide we are visualizing your slagging and metal tapping method. So let us discuss about the another types of furnace which is in your syllabus, and the name of that your furnace is your crucible furnace. So as per the introduction, the crucible type furnace is the simplest of all the furnaces used in foundries. These are used in small foundries where the melting is not continuous and a large variety of metal is to be melted in small quantities. Mainly used for melting of non-ferrous metal and alloys which are having low melting point. So basically these furnaces or whatever in your course, it is about your crucible furnace, or you can say about your cupola furnace. And cupola furnace is melting your ferrous type material, and basically we are using crucible type furnace for your non-ferrous types material. Here in crucible type, the entire melting takes place within a melting pot called as crucible, which is made of clay and graphite. It can be employed for both ferrous as well as non-ferrous metal, but we are basically using for non-ferrous metals. The fuel used can be solid, liquid or gaseous. You are having three options. The main advantages of this type of furnace is that the metal is melted out of the contact of the fuel. So there is less chance of any impurities within the molten metal. That is the basic advantages of using this type of furnace. Generally the capacity range differ from your 30 kg to 150 kg. Again, this crucible type furnace we are using classified like pit furnace, that is basically coke fired furnace, which is a coke fired furnace. Then tilting furnace, it is having the option that is you can use oil or gas as your fuel. Here number 3 is coke fired furnace, it is a stationary furnace, and last one is your gas or oiled fired furnace, it is also a stationary type furnace. So in this your slide you can visualize these are some headlines. Already I am providing simplest of all furnace used in small foundries, melting in the non-conductive. These are the your small. Here you can see here having a pot from where the molten already the metal has been got melted, and here we are pouring it into a mold cavity. So let us discuss about some more about this furnace, which is known as your pit furnace. So we only discuss about the first of all we discuss about the pit furnace. From the name, it implies that it is made in the form of a pit below the ground level. It is used to melting small quantities of ferrous metals, that means pig iron, and also non-ferrous metal and alloys. Generally coke is used as a fuel in this type of furnace. Here we are having we are discussing about a pit furnace. So let us discuss about some constructional point regarding your pit furnace. The total arrangement of this type of furnace is installed in a pit below the ground level, which is surrounded by a concrete lining. Here you can see also you are having these are the symbol of concrete. So it is already below the ground level. Inside of the pit is provided with a refractory lining and chimney at the top. Already this area is your chimney. These are the concrete, and here is the pit, so called pit. Both natural as well as artificial draught can be used for charging purpose. Coke is used as a fuel, is packed round and above the crucible pot. Here you are having a pot, crucible pot here, you are having a crucible pot here, this small portion is having a crucible pot. Around it we are applying the coke as a fuel. The crucible containing metal is placed on the coke bed. The bottom of the furnace is provided with a removable fire gate and an ash pot below it. The inner lining of the furnace above the gate is made of fire bricks. The natural draught can be provided by the gate opening and can be controlled by mass of sliding door. The pit opening is covered by a cover so that the inner temperature will be maintained and the burnt, hot and waste gases will be escaped through the chimney. So basically we are having these are the bricks, and we are having putting a crucible pot inside it. We are having a coke bed here, and we are having a natural pit draught, so that whatever the smokes come out, it will go through the chimney. So these are as per your construction is concerned about the pit furnace. So let us discuss about the working of this furnace, that means pit furnace. Since molten metal does not come in contact with fuels, there is very little chance of compositional change in the metal charge, because we are using we are putting the metal inside a pit, so there is no contamination, you can see. So as per your working, initially the coke bed is formed inside the pit. Here first of all, we initially coke bed is formed. Here we are preparing the coke bed here in this in the pit side. Then it is ignited and allowed to burn. So thereafter we are having a lighting by using a lighter, or you can say the fire. We are get to lighten this coke bed so that it is ignited and allow it to burn. The air necessary for combustion is supplied either by natural means or by forced draft. Either you can apply a forced draft also, shifting towards height to make a space for the crucible containing metal charges. So here, after the coke bed is completely ignited, with the help of a strainer, we are made the side of this coke to the side area, and hereby preparing or applying a space so that this crucible is put inside here, and thereafter again by using a rod we are able to put surrounding the coke, whole burnt coke about the surrounding of this crucible. The crucible is surrounded from all sides with the coke, and its top is covered. So here we are having a cover where it can prevent the escape of gases. As the charge melts and attain the required pouring temperature, the crucible is brought out of the furnace with the help of tongs, like construction, tongs, etc., and is taken to the place of pouring. So after the metal which is put inside this crucible is get melted, that means we can say when it's come to the pouring temperature, so thereafter we open this cover, and with the help of a tongue we should this cover is get again open here like that, it should open like this. Thereafter we with the help of a tongue, this whole crucible is out from this furnace and placed to that area where pouring is conducted. So here like that we are having a tongue, and we are having a rod structure like that. So this is the crucible whatever we having. So already it get out from the pit furnace, and it will take into a this is the mold, and where the pouring operation should be conducted. So as per your advantages of this furnace, uniform heating of the metal charges is there, no melting loss will be there, low capital and installation cost, because the installation is also very simple, and the highest level of advantage is that the no property changes, that means no mixing is there, because the whole total metal charges are put inside the crucible, so there is no property should be changed. No contamination of the charge with the others. Flexibility, the ability to charge alloys. A crucible furnace consists of a steel shape provided with refractory fire bricks lining inside. So these are all about some important point about your pit furnace. So thank you.